Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday Workshop Live with Build A Quilt. And me, I'm Diana. Welcome to my channel. So glad that you guys are all here with me tonight or going to be here with me in a little bit. Excuse me, a little frog in my throat. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to all of our folks that are new watching us for the first time here at Build A Quilt, where we're all about making patchwork with our embroidery machine. Got lots of stuff to show you guys tonight. Oh my goodness. More about that to come. Welcome back to all of the folks that are here regularly or have been here regularly on and off. So glad to have you back with us tonight. And welcome to all of our new channel members. Excuse me, for channel membership. Welcome everyone. So glad to have you with us as well. So, has the weather changed when you are? I always start with the weather, right? I always start with the weather because I need to know what's it like in the world. Here, the weather has finally changed. It's like 60 degrees right now. Perfect. Oh, I'm so happy. Except it's going back up to 80 by the weekend. So, short-lived, but I'll take it. Eventually, it will be a normal thing. Oh, look, we have our dear friend Ruth here from Lake Stevens, Washington, out in my old neck of the woods. How are you tonight, Ruth? It's so good to see you, my friend. I hope everything is going great out in the Pacific Northwest. Just spoke with some folks out in Utah actually today. So that's pretty, that's not, you guys are farther west, but they're out in that generalish area, right? And here is our good friend Kathy from North Carolina. Was hot today and chilly tonight. Kathy, we have had weather like that for about a week. We were getting like high 80s in the day, and we were getting cold weather, not cold, like in the 50s at night. We might get down to 38 tomorrow night. And if that's the case, I got to get some plants into the greenhouse because they're not going to like the 38 degrees. Here's our good friend Sue from over in Indiana. Hey, Sue, you're going to be interested in tonight's block. I'm not going to tell you why, but you will be. You'll be interested in it for sure. Ruth says everything is good here. That's good, Ruth. I'm so glad to hear that. I remember Octobers when we lived in Seattle where that's when the wind came and there was a side street and it was lined with beautiful trees from in North Seattle that went down to Lake Washington. And it was lined with trees, and the wind would come mid-October, blow all the leaves off. And then for the rest of the year, it would just be ugly trees, no leaves, no pretty colors. So it was always very sad, but I'm glad everything is good for you out there tonight, Ruth. All righty. So it's been a busy week. All right. So I kind of mentioned this. I've got so much stuff stacked right here to tell you guys about. It's crazy. I'm kind of afraid if I tilt the wrong way, it's going to come crashing into me because there is a lot of stuff here over here, but lots of good stuff, fun stuff and good stuff, new stuff. Any old stuff? No old stuff. I don't think any old stuff, but anyway, so yeah, it's been a busy week. The flooring scenario goes on. We're now looking at October 30th to have the hallway done. No water leakage. That's what they found out. Boy, were we happy to hear that. I'm serious, guys. I was having nightmares that we were going to have a new roof or rip out the bathroom and all that kind of crazy stuff. And it was making me kind of sick. But no water leaks. You want to know what how this happened? It's crazy. So the water detection people came last Thursday. And he did all his, they got some fancy tests too. They run they inject red dye into the walls to see if it comes out anywhere. And they have like this temperature probe camera that has all different colors on it and stuff to like tell if there's water in the walls and the floors and stuff. And we got to talking and he said, this doesn't make sense. The wet part of this board is really like a 12 by 12 inch piece. But unfortunately, a 3 by 4 inch board will probably have to be replaced in the end. We're still waiting. But anyway, he said, none of this makes sense. And it's like somebody like dumped water there or something. And I thought, well, Dave and I don't go dumping water on the carpet in the hallway. And I got to thinking, last November, before we had the holiday party for the folks that work for Dave, I'm not going to say their names because I want to be rude, a steamer company come out, a well-known one. That's why I'm not saying their name. Come out and heavy steam clean the carpets. And they must have done a really good job because it took like 3 to 4 days before we could walk on the carpet back in that area and not have our feet feel wet. And then we slid our little linen cupboard back on top of it, and it sat there, and it stayed wet for 9 months and almost 10. And he said, yep, that'll do it. He said, that's your culprit right there. So we're trying to let the board get completely, we got this monitor thing it's like a ball on the end of a stick and then a walkie-talkie looking thing that you hold. And it's a moisture detector, and you press it to the floor and it tells you how wet the floor is. We're still too wet. But we've got our electric bill has gone sky high, I'm just telling you. But we've got a big old fan trying to dry it out. If it doesn't dry out within a week or so, we're going to have to get somebody out to replace that board. But because it's not wet all the way through underneath the house, they feel like it's probably only, like they said, a few millimeters will feel like it's, make that thing go off. So hopefully in a week or so, it will dry up. And then they'll come on October 30th, fingers crossed, and we'll finally get that floor in. I hope so. I just want it in by Christmas now. That's my hope. So that's the update for those of you who've been following the saga with the floors. Oh, it's been crazy. So I have a meme for us tonight, a little cartoon for us. I have a couple of them actually, but this first one that I have is from our good friend, Kathy. I think this is the last one that you sent me, Kathy. I think you sent me 3 of them, and I think this is the 3rd one I'm showing. So this is how this goes, folks. Every week I like to show some little cartoon things about quilting or sewing and stuff at the beginning of our time together. And I can't always find good ones. And maybe I'm too picky, I don't know. But if you guys ever find them and want to send them to me, when I give you the email address later on tonight before we're done, if you want to send them to me, I'll credit you for sending it to me, and I will appreciate it because sometimes I can't always find them. But here is the last one from our dear friend Kathy that sent to me. Said the best way to tell if you're a fabric addict is to check your stash. If you can see the ceiling, it's not that bad. Yeah, I agree. That one's a good one. I like that one. I really did like that one. I like that little cupboard that they've got I said she, right? Just like this is somebody's real stash. But I like that little cupboard. That's cute like that. But yes, I thought this one was good, Kathy. I got a little bit of a chuckle because when you go into the storage room behind me, I can't see the ceiling in some places. That's right. I can't see the ceiling in some places. It's bad. That is my Tula collection, and I'm not saying or doing anything with it. It is just what it is. What it is. Sue says she likes that one too. I know it's pretty good, huh, Sue? Yeah, I thought it was cute. So thank you so much, Kathy, for sending it. Now I have one more thing to show you, and it's not funny, and I hate to tell you that, but it's very important. It's very serious. And so I'm just showing it because I love all of you. And I would never want something this serious to happen to you in your life. But know if it ever does, that I at least am always here to stand by your side. So here we go. Of course, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let me take that banner down. I saw this and I cried, and I may cry again. So it says, in October, we remember those who fought and won, those who are still fighting. You go, ladies. Those who fought till the end are angels, and those who are yet to fight. And I loved that end one because so I did not have breast cancer. I had a different type of what they call a gynecological cancer due to a genetic condition that I have. So it was it wasn't caused by some odd thing in nature. It was part of my genetic makeup. But if I had not gone and gotten tested when I did on my regular yearly checkups and gotten tested and got the one extra test that I was supposed to get, then by the time we found out about that cancer, I would have been in a serious, serious world of hurt. And my cancer journey would not have been what it was. And I might not be here, but we caught it so early that the doctor said, I'm surprised we were able to even detect it. That's what getting tested can do for us, ladies and gentlemen. Breast cancer is not just dedicated to women. So this should be for the guys as well, because men can get breast cancer as well. Get your mammograms, folks, please. So like my mammogram yearly is always in January, so it's not in October. Get it whatever month you normally get it every year. Just do it as a rote thing. I know it can be scary. I get scared out of my wits every time I go to have that test or any other test that's going to tell me whether or not I have cancer. It is a devastating thing to hear. But the earlier you find out, the longer you are going to live in this world, and most likely you'll end up being our friend right here who fought and won. So please, from the bottom of my heart, go and get tested, okay? I love every one of you. So I just wanted to say that for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And now I will stop crying. That made me cry. I'd never seen that one before. I saw a really good one, but I couldn't show it because it was something for sale through Etsy. So it was not public domain. And it was Rosie the Riveter. And they had a special saying. It was a really cute one, though. It would be like cute on a t-shirt or something. So those are our funny quilting meme and our serious public service announcement. Kathy says she gets hers in November, her birthday month. That's a great idea, Kathy. Celebrate your birthday with health. That's what I say, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's just, it is that important. So something so simple. I mean, you still got to kind of go through some of the worry and concern, but the earlier it is, guys, it's going to be so much better than if they catch it when it's way late. And I have an aunt right now. You guys have heard me talk about her before. She's been struggling now. It's been at least 5 years, I think, now. And we've almost lost her just in the last couple of months, but she's still fighting on, fighting through. So, and she found out about this because she got tested. So hers was farther along, but she got tested. That's how she found out. And that's why we still have my sweet aunt with us today. Sue says she gets hers in January. Good for you, Sue. That's when I get mine done too. I have all those important things done at the beginning of the year. Then they're done. And I can party for the rest of the year. I can quote for the rest of the year. Ruth says, I'll second that. Mine was scheduled on the day I fell and broke your shoulder. Rescheduled and everything is clear. All right, Ruth, honey, you broke your shoulder? I'm so sorry. That had to be painful. Joint stuff is painful. Like I messed up my back and my shoulder many years ago in a car accident. That was like one of the worst pains ever. I'm so sorry. I hope you're doing better. And I am thrilled that your test was clear. Congratulations. I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you. Good for you, Ruth. That's awesome to hear. All righty. So now I'm all cleared up here. Now I've show and tell. Now we can get on to some really fun stuff. Alrighty, so you guys know I'm as much an IKEA fanatic as I am a Tula Pink fanatic. So you know how bad that is. So every year for the holidays, we grab some of the IKEA advent calendars. Like I give one to the postman and different places like that, right? Or sometimes we put them in baskets as part of gifts, mainly for the chocolate, and you get like 2 gift cards in there. So it's kind of a nice little thing. And then I love IKEA Christmas. I love it, love it, love it. And I always buy some little ornament. Well, our IKEA this year is not getting but half the stuff that's available on the website because it's coming from overseas. and they were going to have to really jack up the prices because of certain things. I'm not, no, whatever. I was just disappointed, but I went online and found the rest of the stuff. And guess what IKEA is doing, you guys? Fabric. 59 inches wide and 3.2 yards in length. Now, this is, so can you see this little, can you see the little design? This one is a red background with Christmas ornaments. I have a green one coming in another order that has some other holiday design on it. It might be candy or something. I'm not sure. That's not here yet. But it is a canvas, okay? It's not like a quilting cotton. It is a canvas. However, I think I'm going to finally quilt myself a Christmas tree skirt from it because it's so stinking cute. And I'm going to make a couple of just little, if you wash this canvas, it gets super soft. So I think I'm going to make like just a throw for the living room for the holidays, or maybe a wall quilt and use this as a backing or something. But it's so super cute. And I just fell in love with it when I saw it. And you can see, so that's the pattern, but you can see here, like, look at how big this is. I haven't even taken it out, but I can take it out now because I've shown it to you guys. So it's 59 inches wide. So somebody do math for me. That's a yard and what is that, a yard and a half? Am I right about that? Somebody do some quick math and let me know in the comments if that's a yard and a half. But it's 59 inches wide, which is 59 inches used to be considered a wide back until they started making them at 108 inches. So let's see. Oh, this is so stinking cute, you guys. Look, the big baubles and the holly and the garland. Oh, I just love it. I love it. So cute. Really bright, vibrant, very Scandinavian in its look, which I kind of really like. Now, I don't normally do the bright reds and stuff at the holidays, but I think this will be cute this year. Kathy has an addendum to our service announcement. Don't just assume you're good if you don't hear or go get your report. She had to have a biopsy and everything before the center sent me the letter because I went to the medical records and got your report. So Kathy, you knew you were okay because you went and got your report. Yeah. Because I have an electronic medical chart, I can now find out usually by like either later that day or the next morning. And then they send me the same letter, which is really good for me because I get a really, really bad anxiety attack that day. It's just the way it is. I don't like sitting and waiting for that kind of news. It freaks me out. Kathy says it's 1.63 yards. So about 1 2/3 wide and a little over 3 yards long. That's a lot of fabric. So if you have any thoughts about what you would want me to make with that, let me know. But I think I'm going to try and make some sort of a really big, pretty tree skirt with it. That's my thought. So that's the first show and telly thing. The second thing is, so, I had not ordered fabric in a very long time. And then recently I went and I got some Moda Grunge to kind of stock up because I like to use it as my solid instead of a solid. And a few other little things. Oh, I got my fabric that I'm making my version of the Quilt Lab quilt in Christmas fabric. But I haven't just bought fabric for myself, like somebody's collection, but there's somebody out there. I don't talk about her too much, but boy, I love her collections. And I think she is a super great woman. Her name is Amy Smart. You guys know who Amy is, right? That pretty woman right there. I love her. I read her blog and stuff, and I have for years and years. And a few years ago, she had a collection that was all British, like the British flag, and London was one of the prints, and it was called Notting Hill, but it was kind of based around the time when she actually had lived there. And I love it. In fact, I loved it so much. I bought so much of it. I still have it. I still use it. In fact, you'll even see it in tonight's little special project I have to show you. But she has a new collection called Mary Catherine, and it is a tribute to her mother and her mother-in-law, who were both born in the 1940s. So her mom's not too much older than me. And some of the prints are a little bit similar to like her British prints in like their scale. She does lots of ditzy prints, those teeny tiny prints. And she's got a beautiful flower. Anyway, I'm just going to show it to you. It's called Mary Catherine. Look at that. Look at all of that. Isn't that pretty? It just came. And I think that's one of the quilt along not quilt along, but one of the quilt projects that I'm going to film for you guys. I think I'm going to use it for that. So there's this little bitty check in the green, in the red, and is there one in the blue? Yeah, and there's a light one in the blue. There is this really beautiful flower print. Isn't that pretty? I really love it. And then she has, these two are incredible. Aren't those nice? That would make a great binding, I think. And then what I love is she's kind of done this, I would call these haint blues. This, isn't it cute? It's got like all the different little bows on it. And I just think it's darling. It's supposed to represent that kind of, she said, kind of that innocent 1940s feminine style and all. And then there's this little print here. I am just in love with these. And then they repeat in this kind of with the white background. And then there are the pinks and reds backgrounds. And then there are the greens. That one's nice. That one's real nice. So I love it. So I treated myself, but I wanted to show it to you because I just fell in love with it. And I think that the quilt I'll end up doing with it it'll end up being one of my favorites because these are really, they're not spot on my colors, but they're like a dusty version of the colors I like. So Kathy says she loves it, and Sue says she loves the collection too. Yeah, it's brand new out. It literally just hit the shelves like yesterday or the day before. I pre-ordered it last week when I found out about it. So it arrived today. I was super happy. I got mine, just if you're interested and you have to go online to get it, I got mine from Fat Quarter Shop. I would suspect Missouri Star might have it as well, but always check your local shops first. Even she says that even on her blog, if you read about it, she says, check your local stores first. Sometimes she even, in fact, I think she even has it for sale on her website, but I just love it. It's called Mary Catherine. It's by Ms. Amy Smart, and Riley Blake is the manufacturer who manufactures her fabric, but I thought it was so super pretty and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I know we're rolling into the holidays and winter, but I thought, you know, if I start a springish quilt later, like in January or so, this will be perfect for spring. It's those light, lovely colors. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, quilt labbers, your mini quilt will be out by Saturday. It's due Friday, and I'm hoping to get it to you by Friday. And I may, because I think I have the time to get it done. But if I have to like run into some time with editing, it'll be out by Saturday morning for you, okay? Just to let you know that. The Grace Cutie Breeze update. You guys want to hear about that? Yeah, okay. So I've got everything that I've ordered. I got my extension cord for my foot pedal. I got my Sure Stitch regulator. Yeah, I went ahead and got it. I just don't know how wild I'm going to be about only using my foot pedal. So I got the stitch regulator. I have not fully opened it yet. I cut the seal and peeked inside. It's really nicely boxed because this is the regulator right here that goes on the handlebars of the frame. Don't know how to use it yet. Don't ask me any questions. I have no idea. It just arrived. But I wanted to share that with you guys. So I got that. I got my extension cord. Got the Jazz. Got the Baby Lock Jazz too. It's here. Got the table for everything to sit on. My frame was due on the 3rd. It is not here. I thought yesterday it was going to arrive because I got a message from UPS that said, hey, it's being delivered today between 12:45 and 2:45. What they delivered was my stitch regulator, but the invoice said it was the frame. So I called out to Utah, to the Grace Company. Now, let me be perfectly clear with you guys. I am not dissing this company at all. They have been lovely to work with. They have been kind, respectful, professional, helpful. I'm not dissing them at all. In fact, I don't think it's their fault. I think something has happened between one computer system and another, and they show my order and their invoice for shipping, but for some reason the physical machine order piece has not hit their system somehow. And so they're checking into it. They're going to get it to me as soon as they can. They're actually at Houston this week for Quilt Festival. Don't we all wish we were there? Yeah, maybe next year. I'll have to see if Dave wants to go to Houston next year. Probably not, but I can always hope. So they're there. So they're working with a skeleton crew. I've talked to 2 lovely people. They have been wonderful. I am not dissing them at all. In fact, if it weren't for them, I'd be sitting here in the dark. So my frame is not here yet. As soon as it is, fingers crossed, maybe sometime next week, I hope. Because if I ordered one today, it would be here technically tomorrow, according to the website. So it's just one of those goofy things that happens. But that's the update on my Grace Cutie frame. But that's given me a little time to kind of learn. I've pulled out my panel box of quilt panels. I've picked out a couple that I just want to be able to practice on when it comes, all of that. So I'm good with it, but I just thought I'd give you the update. Now, earlier this week or at the end of last week, I put out a new video that was all about making design boards. You guys know what I mean by design boards, right? We see them all over the place. They have batting or felt on one side, and they're hooked to a piece of artboard or a piece of cardboard. You lay your pieces out on them, and then you're ready to go. You can take it to your machine. You can take it to the living room if you're doing EPP or whatever you're doing. However, I do mine differently, and that's what the video is about. And I'll just share with you what they look like. Yeah, there we go. This is one, Tula Bunny. This is from the Slow and Steady collection. And then this, you guys know that I have the wallpapered in this Kimberbell fabric. This is an offcut of that. So I know you're saying, Diana, why the pretty stuff? It's against the board. You can't see it. Because I use mine 2 ways. And this is the tip, and you'll see this in the video. If I'm going somewhere, or if I have to put a project away and I can't come back to it right away, or if I need to make room for something, I can lay my pieces out on here. I can loosely roll this up, and then with slap bands, you know what I'm talking about, or rubber bands, or I can tie it with ribbon, whatever I want. I can roll all my pieces up in here into a nice little roll, and then I get to see my pretty fabric. And then I can just put it over into a special slot that I have for them. And then when I'm ready to work on it again, I can take it out, unroll it. And believe it or not, your pieces won't be wrinkled. They might be a little like rounded, but as soon as you like do your hands like this on them, it's going to flatten it right out. So the video shows you how to make this and how to make the board. So technically you can make one board and a ton of the little pads that go on it. I always have 2 boards the same size so that I can lay out my block on one of them. So I always have it to see. And then I use the other one to lay out my fabrics that I'm going to take with me over to the machine to piece with the embroidery machine with Build A Quilt. So that's what it looks like when I'm using it. But I can see the pretty when I'm done or when I'm putting them away. Now, what I do with these when I'm not using them, like when I don't have something going. So these are 12 by 12. I also have a couple that are 20 by 20, but they're too big to show you here. You just need a little Velcro, some artboard or some cardboard. And I talk about 2 specific types of batting that I like to use. I don't use flannel. I use a couple different kinds of batting. But when I'm done, I have a clip over on a pegboard and I just clip them up there. And then I can like see them while I'm working. They're like pretty little things to look at while I'm in here working as well, right? I can throw these, you know, your design boards get dirty over time. I can throw these in the washer and then I hang them to dry. I don't dry them in the dryer. I just hang them. Now I use a stick-on Velcro. Remember last week I showed you the Velcro I got? I use a stick-on Velcro on here, and I show you how to put them on so that they're in the same spot, whether they're on here or on here, and they match up. I show you the easy way to do that, super simple, in the video. But on this one, this is the sticky stuff, and it just totally blew my needle away, and I had to get rid of it. So I went online, and I bought a package of sew-on Velcro, because this was the whole package, and it came in all these, oh, it's all stuck together now. It came in all these colors. Whoops, that's a black one that fell out of there. Black, blue, white, beige, pink, green, and red. And so what I did on this one with the Kimberbell fabric, I used the soft side on the pad, and I just cut it the same 1 inch by 1 inch as the white that's on the board. And then because there's no sticky on here, I used my Elmer's glue stick because this will not gum up the needle. I put a little bit on the back of this. And because this is purple, if when you peel it off the board, the way I show you in the video, if these pop off, you'll see the little purple dot, so you'll know where to stick it on, and then you can go sew them on. So really, I only got this mostly for the soft part to sew onto the pads. The white stuff on here is the pre-sticky kind because it's just cardboard and I want to just get it stuck on there and be done with it. I don't want to have to use any other stronger glues. But the Elmer's glue stick, school glue stick, worked fine. Didn't gum up my needle at all, not even a little bit. And the reason I used the Elmer's rather than my other fabric glue is because it's purple, and it will leave that little purple color there. If you have to realign the little square, you'll know exactly where to put it. Now, this much Velcro is going to last me forever, but these are great. And with the little project I'm going to show you tonight, they're perfect, like to put together as a gift. Okay, so questions. Kathy says, I'm wondering if I could use elastic corners in place of Velcro. Love your take on it. Yes, Kathy, you can. In fact, I think I've seen something out online like that, maybe like a few years ago, where somebody put elastic. I don't know if they put the elastic on the board or on the pads, but yes, you could use elastic. I don't, because after a while, your elastic is going to stretch and get sloppy and it won't hold it for you the way the Velcro will. I mean, that Velcro is always going to work for you. But if you want to give it a try, give it a try. And if you do, send me a photo and tell me what you think and keep us informed, like how it works for you. We'd love to hear about that. Because yeah, I think you could certainly do that. And do it here on YouTube. Type it in and see if somebody's done one. I bet you there has, because somewhere in my mind I've seen something like that a few years ago, I think, or it might have been a friend of mine in the UK that made one similar with elastic, but I just don't remember how it was done. But yes, go ahead, give that a try for sure. So those are the design boards. The video is just fresh out, so you can check that out right here on the channel. I've lost my pen. Oh, that's right. It's on the floor. Oh, well. So one more. So here's the new project. So you guys know, Build a Quilt. We're all about patchwork in the hoop, regular wash away stabilizer, not expensive stabilizer, just whatever you can get. And a couple of months ago, we put out the mini set, right? It's just the same as our big set, our larger segment sizes, but these are in 1 inch, 1.5, and 2 inch sizes, all of them. So a few weeks ago, I showed you the mini little 1 inch half square triangle and a square. And I think a couple weeks ago, I showed you a little square that I made, a little fancy square. Well, I've done a video. It will come out tomorrow. I've got it all filmed, but I need to edit it in the morning. But I will go ahead and show you the project, because the project is with little 2 inch flying geese units. I thought I was going to have a little bit of like reading trouble, but these were so easy, like not a problem at all. And I made a little pin cushion. Isn't it cute? Yeah, I like it. I like that little pin cushion. See, so there's the picture of it. Yeah. And now I don't use pin, like my big pin cushions that hold all of my old pins and stuff. I don't carry those around with me when I need them. And I don't do a whole lot of hand sewing. But, excuse me, but when I need one and I like a small one. And these are all scraps, every last bit of it. I show you how I do this little border trim. I show you all of how I've done these flying geese, how I added the back, and what I use to stuff it with, because I did not use fiber fill. So I showed you what I use to stuff it with. That video is coming out tomorrow, probably before noon. Like I said, it's all filmed and ready to go. I just have to edit it together. There is no pattern for this, because you might choose to make it in a different size. You might, if you have a regular combo set, the regular size 3, 4, and 5 inch segments, you might choose to make it bigger, because you might choose to make this idea in a little pillow that you can, a decorative pillow maybe, or maybe you like your pieces to be bigger, so you want it to be 3 or 4 inch flying geese units. So that was the 2 inch, which means it's 2 inches this way and 1 inch this way. I can't get my head around how tiny that 1 inch one is going to be, but it'll be cute. So these were super simple to make. And here's the thing. These are all fabrics that I have truly loved. So they're the ones I've kept, like every little stinking scrap of that fabric till it's done. So this is a very, very old Tula Pink. Let me get this pin out of the way. This is a very, very, very old Tula Pink. I don't even remember the collection anymore. But I had like 2 little 3x3 squares. So now it's in my pin cushion. And this is Tula's homemade collection. And look, the little safety pin ended up right in the middle. I loved it. This is a Kimberbell fabric. This is just some Christmas fabric, but this Kimberbell fabric has some green in it. So I put those together. This, I don't remember who did it, but this right here, this red, that's part of Amy Smart's Notting Hill collection that I've loved so much. And then this is, you guys have seen me do, oh, well, in fact, this little flying geese is these 2 fabrics right there. So I just used things I loved. This was a 5x5. The border was a 5x5 square that I've had from an old charm pack. And this was also part of Amy Smart's Notting Hill collection too. Okay. So I used it for the back. From beginning to end, it probably took me 30 to 45 minutes. The video, you guys, is a little different because I'm showing you how I'm doing these things in real time. It's a little different than how I normally do our videos, but I want to start bringing you more like that, seeing you actually watch me make the projects and stuff. So I think I show you how to make 2 of these and then we move on, but I also show you how I stitched them together, how I chose the fabric, how I stuffed them, what I stuffed them with, all of that. So it's a little bit different format, and I'd like to know after you watch it what you think, okay? But it'll be out tomorrow. Thank you, Kathy. That's very sweet of you. Kathy says it's adorable. Yeah, I think it's a cutie. It's a cutie pin cushion. So maybe it's a cutie pin cushion. It can go with my cutie frame when I get it in, because I'm sure I'm going to need pins for something with that, to pin on leader cloths or something. But yeah, that's how that turned out. And that will be out for you in the morning, before noon, sometime before noon. I just have to put that together. I ran out of time. basically tonight. I was like, I had like, Dave was walking in the door and I wanted to like spend 5 minutes with him. So, Sue. Oh, Sue, you said it's so cute too. Thank you, Sue. Isn't it adorable? I just love it. It's so cute. But all scraps, guys. So this is what I was saying earlier. Like if you're a part of a guild or you have another quilting friend, you know, I know not everybody belongs to guilds. And I know sometimes guilds, I'm just going to say it because my guild is that way. They don't appreciate quilting with an embroidery machine. They're not quite there yet. They will be someday because they were all the same way when we started using sewing machines. So I'm not going to give them a hard time. But you might have a friend you stitch with, and maybe it's not a quilting friend, but it's a garment sewer or something. One of these little guys, a couple of boards, like give them a board and a couple of little mats to go with it. And that together, put them all in a little basket, maybe a few fat quarters in there. What a lovely little gift that would be at the holidays. So that's what I wanted to tell you why I thought they would go together really well. All righty. But I used the mini set. So if you want to make it, if you want to make that size, you need the mini set. And all the information is in the video. All righty. So we're ready for block 6. We are ready for block 6 already out of our 24 block challenge. So let's review real quick. Week 1, week 2. I was noticing when I put these side by side, week 3 and week 4 are basically the same block. I mean, they're called something different, right? They were different stories, different ideas, but they're so simple. If I had thought about this ahead of time more, I would have done like what I did last week when we talked about this one and how you can expand it. Tonight's block, you're going to get 2 ways to make it so it looks different. We could have done this because this block is this block with the split rails rather than the squares. But so when we go to do the layout on this, when we're done with all of our blocks, we'll just make sure, and this is a tip when these things happen to you at some time, because these things happen. When that happens, just make sure those blocks aren't smack dab next to each other. And then the idea that they're so similar is not going to be glaring in your quilt. Unless you're making a whole quilt with just those 2 blocks, then put them next to each other every other block, right? That's how that goes. Oh, Ruth has a great idea. Ruth says you could make our little pin cushion into a sachet. Yes, you could, Ruth. Absolutely. In the summer, I grow lavender. In the summer, I like to take and make little sachets with my lavender for like the drawers and the dressers and stuff and the linen closet. That would be perfect for it, Ruth, for sure. Boy, and you could get a lot of lavender seeds in there, let me tell you. Because this, even though it's small, it took a lot of stuffing to get it this puffy on there. So, all right, so tonight's block, this is a part you're going to love, Sue. It was originally called the Indiana Puzzle Block. Do you know what that is? Have you ever heard of it? I say, for all of you wondering, our good friend Sue lives in Indiana. She's basically my neighbor, although I live in Illinois. But she lives in Indiana. So when I was making it, I thought, oh, Sue will be interested in this maybe. Or maybe you're not. I don't know. But anyway, it was called the Indiana Puzzle Block. But the second version of this is not the Indiana Puzzle Block. It is also known as the Mississippi Star. Do you guys know what the Mississippi Star looks like? Because it's also, have I not put the diagram in here? Am I losing my mind? I don't have a diagram of the picture because I meant to grab the block. I'll explain it. Here's the block. Block number 6. I didn't cut off my my salvage, so I've got a couple white edges, but that'll all be in the seam, not to worry. That is our Indiana puzzle block. This fabric is just an old fabric I had. This is just a solid that I had. I know, can you believe it? I used a real solid. That is it. So the Mississippi Star, or what we know as the Friendship Star, is this right here. Right there. That is what I always knew as the Friendship Star. But because Mississippi is known as the friendship state, they incorporated that as their state block. But when you add, instead of adding squares to the corner, so if you take this block and you add straight squares to the corner, you get the friendship star or the Mississippi star. But we're making it with half square triangles. And the chart is in here because the triangles go in different directions. Then it is known as the Indiana puzzle. And Sue says she's never heard of it. Okay. Well, Sue, I just want you to know, girlfriend, I was thinking of you when I made it. But I thought it was pretty because it kind of looks like it's swirling, like it's winding itself up like a top or a spinning star or something like that. But I liked this one a lot. It is made from two very, very simple, the two most simple pieces, the half square triangle and the square. So you've got 8 half square triangles and 1 square. If you want to make the friendship star version, then make 5 squares, because you're going to put a square in each corner and the middle, and 4 half square triangles. But I think inside the pattern, let me look here. I think I give you that information. I thought for sure maybe mine didn't print out. Could that be the problem? I know that in the pattern, I had a layout sheet for you for the other version. As soon as we're done tonight, I will look at what's loaded, and I will, if I have to change it, I will. But it's just 4 squares and a square in the middle if you want the other version. Kathy says she loves it. Thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you do. So this is block number 6, the Indiana puzzle block. Let's put out now. As we see, because I've made the 9x9, you can make it 12x12 or 15x15. But remember, to make it, you need the Build a Quilt combo set, basic combo set, the full size set, or you could make it with the mini set. If you're all about the minis, you can make all of these in the minis. Okay, you just choose the smaller sizes. But these are all 9-inch. Now I've got, this board is full of our first 6. So next week I'll take these down and I'll start the next 6 on there because I can only get 6 9x9 blocks on there. But that's your download, okay? And I had trouble printing, so I suspect that mine just didn't print out right. My printer was giving me hiccups, but I know for positive that I put the other layout for the Mississippi Star Friendship Star version on here too. So it's just not in mine. I'm thinking that's the case. All righty. So next week we start our second 6 in the 24 block challenge. If you've got any done at all, send in pictures. I'd love to see them. You can always send them to me at, there we go, support@sewincommon.com. And I told you earlier I was going to put up the email. That's the email if you need to get a hold of me. And the website is www.mybuildaquilt.com. I want to invite you all, if you haven't, to become a Build a Quilter, a part of our channel membership. We have more videos there that are channel membership videos, like the one I just put out on using directional fabric. And we're going to be adding more benefits to the channel membership than what is there now. I'm kind of deciding, I'm in the process. I'll just tell you guys, I told you I was going to tell you about Quilt Lab for next year. I'm putting it off just a little bit because I'm trying to decide where certain things are going to fit into our universe for next year. But Quilt Lab is changing a little bit, all for the good, all for the good. And I think you're going to even like it more. Quilt Labbers, I still have a couple of free exclusives coming for you guys. I have not forgotten those. I'm not going to talk about Quilt Lab tonight yet because there's at least 2 to 3 more things coming that I want to tell you all about, but I want to make sure that I have put everything out equitably to everybody in our Build a Quilt universe. All right. So that you can find maybe a spot that fits you best. Whether it be in a channel membership, a subscription, just here on the channel, as a regular viewer every week, whatever fits your life and what you like to do with quilting. So I'm just not quite ready. I thought I was going to be ready, but I blame everything right now on the Bloomin' floor. That is still, I still have a fan just ticking up the electricity, trying to dry it up. That's what I blame it on. But all of that is coming soon. And if you are in the Quilt Lab group right now, I'm going to be sending you guys a little questionnaire. I need some feedback from you guys about a couple of things. When you get it, would you please just fill it in and email it right back to me? I need your help on a couple of things. So that's going to be coming out probably either this week or next week to you guys. Maybe I'll even send it out with the new mini quilt coming. So if you're wondering what Quilt Lab was, Quilt Lab is a subscription we have every year. And this year we've been making mini quilts. These are some of them. Next year it's going to be different. Last year it was different. Every year Quilt Lab changes a little bit. So it's coming though. The good stuff is coming. All right. Anybody have any more questions? Any more comments or questions on the design boards or the pin cushions? You're welcome, Sue. You're very welcome. I have my Tula journey videos for my Tula quilt. I'm hoping to start the first one next week. I have another quilt series for a quilt I'm making that's going to be a channel membership video series. I'm hoping to start it either next week or the week after as well. So lots of stuff going on right now. Just lots of good stuff. I'm having fun getting all this stuff together and all sharing it with you guys, showing it with you guys. Wednesday night is always my favorite night of the week to be with all of my quilting friends. All righty. If you guys need me, of course, again, you can get a hold of me at supportedsewandcommon.com. There was something I wanted to ask you. Oh, I know what it is. The question of the week. I don't have it written out. I almost forgot. The question of the week is, what are you working on right now? Put it in the comments. Like, what kind of a quilting thing? Are you working on a block? Are you working on a mini? Are you working on a bigger quilt? Are you working on the quilt? Are you part of Quilt Lab? You're working on the quilt along? What are you working on right now? Are you working on something that isn't Build a Quilt, but it's quilting? Let us know. That's fine. You guys know I don't care. I just want to hear about what you're doing, what you're enjoying. So that is our question of the week. What are you working on right now? And if it's nothing, you can say, hey, I'm taking a break. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. So let us know. And then we'll spin the wheel for the prize. Again, if you need to get to the website, mybuildaquilt.com, that's where you can download your free download for the 24 block challenge, the layout information, but you have to have the set to make it, to get your files and all of that. But all of the downloads with the layouts and all of the information you need about a particular block, those downloads are free. And then your digital files are all part of the bigger set. Okie doke. Let's see. Kathy says right now, let me take this banner down. Kathy says right now I'm testing a pattern for, is it legit kits or Leggett kits? And a Build a Quilt 25 or 25. Was that quilt along? Is that SAL or QAL? So I'd like to know what this, I see that as legit kits, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Kathy, you can tell me if I'm pronouncing it. I'd love to know what that is about. That sounds interesting to me. So anybody else, what you working on? Sue, what are you working on, my friend? Are you doing any of the little minis? Or are you just trying to relax finally now that the weather's changed? I hope the weather's changed for you guys as well. I'm pretty sure it's changed in this area everywhere. Ruth says, I understand, Ruth. Ruth, my heart goes out to you, my dear friend. Everybody, I'm just briefly, Ruth's beloved husband passed. And so this is a real time of change for her. Her journey is changing in ways that she probably never anticipated. And so, Ruth, my love and my heart goes out to you. If you need anything, you need to talk, anything, you contact me, okay? For sure. And she is getting ready, though, to do some exciting new things by moving into a smaller space. I know that probably doesn't seem like a great thing because of all the memories she has there in her current place, but it is the next step, and she will make new memories, good memories there as well. It will never take the place of the memories that she's got in the home she is now. But Ruth, I just know that things will be wonderful for you where you go. And she's doing the hard part. She's cleaning the cupboards. I don't envy you that. Sue says, I am making 12 zipper bags for some girls I'm going on a trip with. Aren't you sweet? That's cool. I love that. I love that. Don't tell me you're going on some like really cool cruise. I will be so jealous. But that sounds like fun. And your friends are going to be thrilled to get their zipper bags from you. Yeah. Yes, our condolences, Ruth, from all of us for sure. Kathy says, yes, legit kits. That's what I'm calling it because I can't hear the pronunciation. Does artistic, paper piecing patterns and quilts. And you're testing the upcoming block of the month that they are about to release. That sounds totally cool, Kathy. If I look up that name, will I find them online? I'd be interested in looking. Yeah. Kathy, my condolences, dear. Yeah. 52 years. Yeah, Dave and I have been together. Well, we've known each other 45 years, 46 years, actually. We've been married. It'll be 44, 43, or 44 years in January. I can't even remember anymore. But yeah. Oh, Sue's going to Gatlinburg. Sue, I know Gatlinburg. I have family in Knoxville. And I've been to Gatlinburg many times. That'll be such a fun trip. Very fun. Ruth, 52 years is a long time, my friend. That's like your arm. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. Oh, bless your heart. Okay. But you guys, Sue's going to Gatlinburg. Don't we all wish we were going there instead? Yeah. Maybe we'll have to do a Build A Quilt trip where we all go somewhere fun together, meet somewhere fun. That would be good. Maybe we'll plan that in a year or so. Sounds like fun to me. All right, everybody. Our time is up for tonight. Y'all are so wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for everything. If you got questions, keep coming in. I'll keep answering them. Send me your emails. You know, I get back with you as soon as I can. Again, welcome to all of our new viewers. So happy to have you with us tonight. All of our returning folks, love you all so much. And to all of our new channel members, thank you all so much for becoming a channel member and for that support as well. We couldn't do it without any of you, to be honest. Have a good week, Sue. Yes, absolutely. Kathy, Ruth, everyone, have a great week. And as I always say, let's say it together. I think I can hear you. Go quilt life beautiful, everybody. I know that you will. Bye for now. Bye-bye.